Markets are on the edge of their biggest dump since COVID. Trillions in value was just wiped out overnight, and Bitcoin dominance is at a 4-year high. And we're at the point where the Federal Reserve might just have to make an emergency move soon. Trump's new tariff announcement just shocked the global economy. We're talking the highest average tariff rate in over 100 years, and the market was not ready. But guess what? If you care about the market and want to know where markets are headed next, make sure to subscribe, click the white button so that you don't get blindsided by moves like this. So what just happened? Here's the quick version. Trump just announced what he's calling Liberation Day tariffs. The US just jumped to a 29% average tariff rate, the highest in over 100 years. Now, it starts with a 10% blanket tariff on nearly all imports. But then extra tariffs ranging from 20% to over 46% hit specific countries and industries hard. But the real shock just wasn't the announcement. Markets didn't take it well at all. The S&P 500 went from a 100-point gain to a negative 200-point collapse. Over $2.5 trillion in market value is wiped out basically overnight. Companies that rely on overseas manufacturing like Nike got crushed, about 30% down over the past few weeks and over 13% down in the last day alone. And anything with global supply chains is in panic mode right now. And that panic could be potentially triggering something even more dangerous than a sell-off. This potentially changes the Fed's whole game plan. So economists now say that these tariffs could push US inflation back up to 5 to 5.5%. But at the same time, Truflation, which tracks real-time data, showing inflation is actually going down right now to 1.39%. So which is it? Inflation from tariffs or cooling inflation from data? And that's exactly why Powell has a speech scheduled for this week. The Fed is planning to cut rates potentially in June, but this shock could force them to potentially move earlier. But what if they don't move fast enough? Is this a recession warning? People are asking. This all points towards a slowdown. People are freezing spending. Companies are hitting pause, big deals, it's not happening, hiring is slowing. This is what it looks like before a recession. And just remember as well too, recessions are never called in real time. It usually takes around 7 months to be officially confirmed. So if this is a start of a recession, we're not going to hear about it until probably November. So the big question is, where do you park your money at this time? Now, certainly this isn't financial advice, but with all the chaos here, Bitcoin dominance just hit a 4-year high. And that tells you everything. People are parking their capital in Bitcoin as a safe macro bet, while a lot of other stuff is wobbly right now. Previously, before, I talked about dominance continuing to increase over time, potentially as high as 24%. Since then, Bitcoin dominance is up 10%, and there's a good case to hit another 12% to equal previous highs back in 2020. And that's exactly why I'm still in Bitcoin. I'm not touching altcoins right now at this time. Altcoins are fun, they're great. I do like to invest and trade in altcoins, but not in times like this. I'm not really interested in altcoins. I'll wait for Bitcoin dominance to drop. I do expect if Bitcoin does hit around 70%, we'll see another dip in Bitcoin dominance, which should lead to an altcoin rally. And what about outside of crypto? What do you do? And this is what I'm watching for stocks right now. Now, when it comes to stocks, if I'm buying any stocks right now, they're going to be US-based companies that avoid these international imports and exposure to tariffs. As you can see right here, Tesla is down a little bit, but overall, unlike Nike, it's staying pretty steady. And a lot of the other stocks related with US companies are doing similar right now. So if these tariffs are true, anything tied closely to China, Vietnam, or even Europe, I'm out. Now look at the companies that source, manufacture, and sell inside the US, and those will probably hold up better at the moment. Again, anything can change at any time with these tariffs, but if you're looking for safer plays right now at the moment, I'm looking at those US-based companies. Because in the end, we're all just really waiting for that one decision, and that's from the Federal Reserve, right? Global markets just got shocked. Inflation might jump. or maybe it doesn't, but the Fed is stuck at the moment and Powell might break the silence this week. In the meantime, I'm keeping it pretty simple. I'm staying in Bitcoin, avoiding risky altcoin plays, and I'm only touching those US-based stocks that are built to perhaps survive this time of tariffs. It's definitely a wild time to be an investor at the moment, but if you stay calm and think smart, this is where you gain an edge. Not in uptrend markets, but in downtrend markets is the time to accumulate, and you have to be wise about what you do. So if you found this video helpful for what I'm doing at the moment, along with all the news that I just broke down, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because each and every week I do give updates on Bitcoin, crypto, and the markets in general, as well as I have subscribers comment, and I typically will give away $100 in Bitcoin to one subscriber per week, and that is coming up soon. So make sure, if you're not a subscriber, make sure to click that white button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. With that said, I'll have another update soon. You guys trade safe and have a great day.